How's it going, everybody? It's Sick here, back again with TA3 Productions and Vindictive Gaming, and today we're going to talk a little bit about a Minecraft tutorial and a cool lighting effect that I use on some of my signs and I use in some of my buildings. So the other day I was kind of experimenting around and I kind of like the way this looks. So basically what it is it's water dropping down in front of glowstone to give it a nice little feel. So today I'm going to show you how to make it. It's pretty simple, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section below. So first thing we're going to start with is just a regular cube slash square 3x3, pretty simple to make. It doesn't really matter how far you put them apart. It's basically up to preference what you're going to use it for and stuff like that. So today I'm just going to show you basically a small part of the sign. I'm not going to show you the top part because that was pretty simple, but I'm going to show you how to make the actual glowstone water kind of thing. So what we're going to do here is go up 20 blocks. You can make this however much you want, but I do recommend that you use a higher amount of blocks just because you can see the water go down a lot more. It's a lot better. So I use mine for 20, and as you guys can see, you go up all the way and then you close up the tops just like you did on the bottom, so it looks pretty nice. Now we're going to go ahead and fill all this in with glass, or if you want to use glass or glass panes, I preferably like to use glass just because it doesn't give any kind of like feedback. Sometimes this stuff will freeze up, and I don't know if it's because of glass panes or if it's because of glass, but I just like using glass. I think it looks a little bit better for these kind of signs. Normally I would use glass panes, but I like glass in this one. So for the back part here, we're going to fill it all the way up with glowstone. This is going to be so when the water goes over it, it will cover up the glowstone, and on the other part, it will not cover up the glowstone. So if you haven't worked with glowstone, if you put water on top of it, you usually don't see like the brightness through it. So that's what's going to give us our nice little like flickery kind of thing. So on the top here, we're just going to go all the way across from the front end of your signs or whatever you want to make them. Like I said, if you're not making a sign, you really don't have to do this. This is mainly just for the top. So I'm going to show you how to make a small little timer, and then you're going to set off 2 pistons that's going to basically cut off the water flow, and it's going to give it a nice little looking feel that's a lot of people do not use. It's kind of unique. So right here in the back here, we're going to remove 1 block, and then we're going to put 2 pistons right going towards the front of the sign or whatever you're going to do, so it can basically block off the water. You don't want to put it in the front because then you would see the back of the piston, and then you would have some trouble actually giving like power to that piston. So for the back here, we're just going to use some stone or some regular slabs. This is just wood slabs so the water doesn't come out, so you can just go ahead and put them all the way around this front here. And then you're going to drop your water buckets, and then now as you guys can see in the front, it's going to look just like a big glass of water. That's what it basically is. And see, there you go. You don't see any of the glowstone seeking through. Of course it's through the day, but if you were to do this at night, you wouldn't see the glowstone except for in the back. So back here we're going to actually create some nice little basically small timers to help the pistons go off. We're going to put some repeaters on the back end of the pistons to give it the power. You could use like regular setup if you want to, but I like using some redstone repeaters. These look nice and they work nice. They don't ever intervene with each other. And to give ourselves a connection, we're going to put 4 blocks on each side to give us enough room to get our redstone back to the timer here. So in the middle here, we're going to actually add a timer. I'm actually going to add 4 on each side facing opposite directions. It's really up to you if you want to add like longer timers or shorter timers. I recommend using a little bit longer. 3 is probably the recommended. 4 is kind of pushing it, but for this video I like to do it because it was kind of basically symmetrical, so I like to want to do that. Alright, and as you guys can see, we have them all wired up, and to set off the timer basically we're going to have to put down a lever, flick it on and off really fast, and then just leave it alone. Just leave it off on the lever part, and the redstone will basically keep going in a circle, and it'll be kind of nice. So as you guys can see, it's going, but it's not going the way we want it. It's going really fast, and this is not going to be enough time to give the water to go down. So as you guys can see, it gives it kind of like a small little glitch of water. I'm not sure if this actually looks good or not. If you want to check it out yourself, you can, but for me, I didn't like the way this looked. It looks a little weird on when it's like daylight. So what you got to do is basically turn off your timer again. You got to turn it off. And then you're going to go ahead and click every repeater that we have here except for the ones that are connected to the pistons on 4 ticks. So you're basically going to go all the way to the very end of the ticks on each one of these, and it should be pretty simple. And we're going to go ahead and start up the timer again, and it should be very nice and it should work very fluently, and it'll look exactly like the cool lights that you saw at the very beginning of this video. And as you guys can see, it works like a charm. Sometimes it does stick. You will have to go in and basically remove a water block that will basically create a water source. So it's pretty simple to do that, but anyways, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and until next time guys, I've been Skuna6, later.